All right, let's shift gears because every once in a while we come across a story that is so powerful and poignant that it silences the room during our morning meeting. Tonight on Investigation Discovery, a new documentary that chronicles the life of a woman who was savagely abused by her husband and the consequences she suffered when she fought back.
Fracturing my skull and breaking my ribs and puncturing my lung, and he'd keep telling me over and over again that, you know what, I will kill you. I will.
This was the everyday reality of Brenda Klubine's life as a young mother in her 20s, beaten often by her husband, which led to many hospital visits.
I pressed charges. I got a restraining order. I called the police 42 times in 6 months. What was there left for me to do?
During one of those attacks, and fearing for her life, Brenda hit her husband in the head with a bottle. The blow killed him. At the time, he had 11 restraining orders against him and a warrant out for his arrest.
15 years to life in prison.
In 1982, Brenda was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison. Back in those days, abuse evidence like hospital records or police reports was inadmissible in court. Facing years behind bars, she had to make a gut-wrenching decision about her son, who at the time was in foster care. She decided to sign over her rights as his mother so he could be adopted.
I kept thinking, you know, one of these days I'm going to have the chance to tell him how much I love him and to tell him that, you know, I didn't let you go because I didn't love you. I loved you enough to let you go. Prior to the adoption being final, they told me that my son had been killed in a car accident. I was broken.
Broken but determined to survive, Brenda started the support group Convicted Women Against Abuse.
From inside prison, we're doing something.
If you can, take one step in, hold it.
Over the last 20 years, they have helped improve many of the laws protecting people against violence. Filmmaker Olivia Klaus heard their story and decided to make Sin by Silence, which follows the work of CWAA, its members, and their stories.
Domestic violence is a huge epidemic that's happening across the country, across the world. And these women, these incarcerated women who have been locked away for decades, provide us the answers.
It's about moving forward and making a difference somewhere.
After 22 years behind bars, Brenda got the shock of her life. Her son was still alive, and she would have the chance to reunite with him.
They can't take this from us, can they?
No. Not anymore. I don't think they could take anything else from us.
I actually heard from him, and actually he found me because of Sin by Silence. For 23 years, I thought he was dead.
I have to remember that I can't make up for what was gone. We can only go forward.
I remember when I heard his voice, I kept going, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
God, I love you so much.
I love you so much too, Mom.
There's aches and pains along the way, but the point is that he knows I love him, I know he loves me, and we're getting there.
An amazing story. I actually had a chance to talk to Brenda for a few minutes. You know, according to statistics compiled by the Domestic Violence Resource Center, 1 in 4 women will experience abuse at some point in their life. Here's the thing, if you need help or you know someone who does, you can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. All right, still to